Hello there, welcome to Inquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with another fountain pen review and another fountain pen giveaway because this week my channel reached 17,000 subscribers and I'm going to celebrate. This is the new Narwhal Original Plus Vac Filler Fountain Pen in Rainbow Wrasse finish. This is an exclusive from Goldspot Pens sent to me by Tom Odo for review. Thanks, Tom. And I'm going to give it away to an Inquiring Minds subscriber. All you have to do to win this pen is be a subscriber and add a comment in the comment section below. You have 48 hours from the airing of this video to leave your comment. I will select one subscriber at random on Monday and announce the winner in a pinned comment here on my community page and as a reply to the winning comment. If you're the winner, you'll have 48 hours from that announcement to email me at inquiringminds@gmail.com with your name and address so I can mail your prize to you. But before I give this pretty pen away, let's see how it works right now. So I'm right in the middle of doing a restoration of this 1952 Parker Vacuumatic in emerald pearl, and the doorbell rings and there's two parcels for me. This one was expected at least more than a week ago. This is from Goldspot, and it's a Goldspot exclusive Narwhal pen, and the second one is a pen I bought from Goulet, which we will get to in a moment. Let's open this box up and see the Goldspot exclusive that everyone has reviewed in advance of me. Poor Doug. Yeah, they really don't like me to open these, do they? Cut through it like a Gordian knot. There we go. Good job. And here's the Narwhal. Narwhals swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, 'cause they are so awesome. Some of you may be tempted to call this Nahvalur. This is Icelandic spelling of narwhal, and it's pronounced narwhal. Just don't let them touch your balls. Narwhal. And it is a Narwhal Original Plus Rainbow Wrasse. I don't even know whether I'm saying that right. This is some kind of a fish.
Oh, fishy, 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 fish. A fish, a fish, a fish, a fishy, ooh.
That I'll have to find out more about. And it's in a medium, and it's an exclusive to Goldspot Pens. Thank you, Tom Odo, for sending this pen my way for review. User guide and warranty from Narwhal, and no, they're not based in Iceland. They are based in Taiwan. And so user guide is a vacuum filler. And here's the pen. Well, isn't that pretty? Look at that. Some beautiful rainbow colors and a lot of sparkle, and that sparkle is multicolored. I have one of these already, an Original Plus in a blue swirl. Let's get it out and see. I wrote to Narwhal last year and asked whether I could review one of their Original Plus vacuum fillers because I wanted to compare them to my favorite vacuum fillers like Pen BBS and so forth. And they kindly sent me that pen. And this is the beautiful Rainbow Wrasse. So until I'm corrected, I'm just going to call it Wrasse. Yeah, they are exactly the same pen, only just different finishes. And the nib has that finish on it as well. And that's really lovely. A year or so or more ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, TWSBI came out with a rainbow colored, I think it was called the Iris, and everybody went nutso on it, and they sold out all over the place. This goes one better and has all that sparkle. So if you like bling, this is the pen for you. So it'll be interesting to figure out what ink to put in this pen. I don't know. Should it be blue? Should it be pink? Should it be green? So we will ink this up and do a full review. Thank you again to Tom Odo from Goldspot Pens for providing this pen for review. I'll show the parts and features of this pen, show some size comparisons and measurements, and then provide a writing sample. And then I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. About a year ago, I reached out to Narwhal and asked them to send me an Original Plus vac filler. And here is that pen. It's in a lovely teal blue and clear finish called Azuris. And you can see that review by clicking right up here. The Original Plus came in 4 colors originally, this teal, green, yellow, and purple. They've since added 6 new finishes, but this finish, The rainbow Wrasse, I've been corrected, that is not Wrasse, it's Wrasse, was developed exclusively through collaboration between Narwhal and Goldspot pens. Just to let inquiring minds know, a rainbow Wrasse is one of the most colorful saltwater fish usually found in the Mediterranean Sea, and continues the Narwhal motif of naming pen finishes after creatures from the sea. I know my review is a couple of weeks late, but as of this filming, some of these pens are still available at Goldspot. Use my affiliate link in the description below to purchase yours for $96 US. The pen is still available with all 5 nib options: 1.1 stub, double broad, broad, medium, and fine, all steel nibs. And there are 10 other finishes as well. This is not a limited edition, although Tom says once his stock of the Rainbow Ross is gone, it will be a number of months before they can get any more. And he'll continue to stock this finish as long as people want them. Of course, you might be one of the lucky ones to get this one for free. Before we look at the details of this pen, here's some video I shot on how to take the Narwhal Original Plus apart, and a trick on how to get a full fill with the vacuum filler. So before I even fill this pen up with some ink, and I think I've chosen an ink for this pen, of course inquiring minds want to know, how does it come apart? Certainly my mind goes to, how do I get it apart? So let's unscrew it. The section comes off, and there's an O-ring right there, seal, but these threads could stand some silicone oil or grease. And the nib unit unscrews as well. And there it is. It's a number 6 size steel Narwhal nib made by Narwhal. And it has 2 O-rings, silicone O-rings, one at the top and one at the bottom that you really do need. So make sure that you have those. And that nib and feed will pull out of there, but you don't need to do that unless you're swapping in a non-Narwhal nib. So we have those parts, but let's take a look at the vac filler. Unscrews, and the vac piston pulls back, and you'll see on these threads here flats right there on both sides that will accept a box wrench or an adjustable spanner. In this country we call them crescent wrenches, and you just place that flat up against one of the jaws and close it down and push with your thumb on your crescent wrench and turn the barrel of the pen, not the wrench. And then once it's free enough, you can unscrew it the rest of the way, and there we have it. That ring, generally, I would just leave it on there if you can, because it has 2 orientations, and you don't want to get it turned around, and you don't want to forget it. It sits in that little indent right there at the end of the barrel, but it's easy to dislodge like that. There's an O-ring at the front of the piston mechanism, and that is the stopper, the spigot, that closes down on the end right there of the section to seal that section, the front section, from ink flow. So you have to back that off by unscrewing the blind cap to allow ink to flow. But that's a replaceable part. There's the piston ring itself. There are 2 silicone O-rings right there. So those are all replaceable parts. And you can take the pen apart like this to clean it and maintain it. When I've got it apart, I like to put a little bit of silicone oil on these parts. I'll put it on this silicone O-ring right here, these 2 on the piston ring itself, and spread that around, and then add some silicone oil to those threads on the section as well. And you can get some on that O-ring right there too. And that's all just an ink seal. I would not put any silicone oil on these rings at all. You don't want any silicone oil or grease to get anywhere near that feed. It'll keep ink from flowing. So we can put that nib back into the section so it's nice and tight. And then with our multicolored ring here in place, I'm going to put that piston back in the pen, and we can tighten the barrel back down again after we've cleaned it. Put your wrench on those flats and turn the barrel slightly, just slightly, hand tight. Don't break anything. The other place you can put some silicone oil is on that rod. It allows it to slide smoothly, and you'll hear that popping sound. That's where the chamber gets wider and releases the vacuum that you've created back here, and will suck up ink. And there, that is now disassembled reassembled for your inquiring mind. Now, the next thing I like to do is, before I fill it with ink, is to measure the weight. And this says 19.47, press tear, and I'm going to fill this pen with diamine Jack Frost. Jack Frost has a lovely silver shimmer, just like this pen, and it has multicolors in it: sheening, shimmering, and shading. And the way you fill a vacuum filler, I'm going to show you a trick for getting it absolutely full. You unscrew the blind cap, pull the rod back, push the pen down to the section into the ink, and push it down, and it draws up ink. Now you'll notice that it only drew it up part way. So we're going to do this again, but we're going to push some of that air out first. If you're squeamish, put a Kleenex around there. I'm just pushing it on the surface of the table to show you. Get a little bit more control over it. There. Ink started to well up just there. And then the secret is to hold that, because it wants to bounce back. Put it back down into the ink and push all the way back down again. And we can close it back up. Now, all that ink that I got on my fingers came from the Kleenex that I was using, and the fact that I was doing it quickly and over the camera. But now, let's go back here. This has changed again. I thought that said 1947. Now, I'm going to turn this off and then on again. And we're going to measure full. And it says 21.9. I'm going to stop my film and run back and see what it was when I started, because I can't remember. So the weight empty was 19.45 grams, and the weight full is 21.92 grams, giving us 2.47 or 2.5 milliliters of ink. So that's a pretty full fill right there. And actually, I think it looks pretty nice when that silver particulate in the ink settles in one place. You get this bright blue stripe right there, and then it goes dark and then bright blue. I think that's a nice look. You can see the iridescent multi-colors through the feed as well. But it's a nice match. Overall, the original Plus is a medium-sized fountain pen with clear turned acrylic shot through with sparkly rainbow-colored flecks and rainbow-colored hardware and nib. It is about the same size as an Asvine P20 piston filler and about the same girth as well. From the top, we see the domed anodized metal top medallion set into the smooth beveled finial. The cap curves up to the anodized metal cap band that has narwhal, spelled the old way, on the front and the back. The anodized metal narwhal clip extends from the cap and is nicely springy and usable. I prefer this clip to the straight thin one on the Nautilus and Voyage models. There's almost no step down to the barrel, which tapers away very slightly to an anodized metal ring that separates the barrel from the blind cap vac fill knob. The cap unscrews with 1 and about 3/4 turns to reveal the tapering acrylic section, which matches the cap and barrel acrylic and has a small lip towards the number 6 size steel narwhal medium nib and black plastic feed. The nib is anodized to match the rainbow colors of the rest of the hardware. It's exactly the same nib with the same markings as the original Plus, with the playful narwhal whale making a splash out of the ocean. And there's an M for medium on the side shoulder. The section is removable, as you saw in the disassembly video, and the nib and the feed are part of a nib assembly that unscrews for swapping or maintenance. The inside of the cap shows a ledge milled into the acrylic that meets up with the top of the section, as you can see through the translucent barrel, to seal that nib from evaporation. The cap posts securely, but not very deeply at all, and right on top of the blind cap. This isn't a danger for spilling ink, because all that knob does is unseal the section for ink flow. No ink will be expelled. But it does make the pen too long and back-weighted to be written with posted, at least for me. Just a reminder, as a vac filler, when that knob is closed, that seal at the front of the piston rod is engaged with the section and no ink will flow. So all the ink you have is between there and there. So you run out of ink and you think, what's going on? My pen doesn't work. You have to open that vac knob. When you unscrew it like that, it backs off that plug and allows the ink to flow. Then when you're done, just turn the pen up, give it a little bit of tap to get rid of all the ink in there, and close down the knob. That will seal that chamber again and keep your pen from burping on you when you're going up and down in an aircraft. This lack of posting properly is one of the things that makes my Pen BBS 456 vac filler better, in my opinion. The 456 posts nicely, deeply, and is well balanced when it's posted. Of course, the 456 does have one flaw the original Plus doesn't, and that is these metal cap threads right here at the top of the barrel, which makes the 456 vulnerable to breaking right there if you drop that pen. So don't drop your 456. The original Plus is acrylic on acrylic cap threads. But unposted, the original Plus is nicely balanced with a nice, comfortable, thick section and barrel. Now let's look at some size comparisons. Here's the Goldspot Pens exclusive Narwhal Original Plus in Rainbow Wrasse finish with a Narwhal Schuylkill piston filler, a Pen BBS 456 vacuum filler in Amber is a Cat, an Asvine V126 vacuum filler, and the Asvine V200 vacuum filler in titanium. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. You can see that the Narwhals don't post very well at all. This one is dangerous because this is a piston filler. So it posts right on top of that piston knob, so you have danger of actually expelling ink. And you can see how well the Pen BBS 456 vac filler and the Asvine V126 vacuum filler post. So if you need a vac filler that posts nicely, these two pens are good choices. The V200 titanium from Asvine posts very securely on that back knob. Again, it's a vac filler, so it's not an issue, but it's very long and very back weighted. So all that cool posting technology is for naught in my mind. Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted, and these are all number 6 size steel nibs. And you can see what a little bit of tapering would do to the vacuum filler for Narwhal, and they would post a lot better, like the 456. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the Narwhal. I'm going to spell it both ways, English and Icelandic, and they're both pronounced the same. Original Plus Rainbow Wrasse. And let's check the wetness. It's very wet and very smooth, with just a hint of feedback. The way I like it. And the ink is Diamine, Jack Frost, which I thought was a perfect match for this pen. You might be able to see here how this ink shades from a teal blue to a deep purple with a reddish sheen to it. I don't know whether you can see that or not on camera. Try to get that angle that reflects. I can't see it on the camera. I can see it with my eye, but not with the camera. You might be able to catch some of that red sheen. And it has a silver sparkle to it as well, which makes it perfect. So when I'm looking at this color here, going from purples to reds to teal blues with a silver shimmer to it, it reproduces the look of that pen perfectly. As to line variation, well, it's a fairly stiff nib. So you can squeeze out a little bit, but it's already fairly thick and juicy. And that medium nib actually comes in at 0.5 millimeters, which is a Western fine or a Japanese fine to medium on my Richard Binder line width chart, which you can find linked in the description below. And for our quote. And for some reverse writing, it's got a lot more feedback to it, but it's thinner and drier. And for some quick writing, No issues with that feed whatsoever. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? Well, I knew before I even got this pen that I was going to like it because I really, really like my original Plus vac filler. It rivals my favorite vac filler, and that is my Pen BBS 456, so that they're almost neck and neck in my mind. Close second to both of these number ones is the Asvine V126 as a vac filler. The finish isn't as interesting as either the Narwhal or the Pen BBS, but if you need something understated, slightly translucent, this beautiful blue, I voted this pen one of the best of the year when I first got this, and I've owned 3 of these. I gave 2 of them away. This one I'm keeping. So when it comes to the Rainbow Wrasse, this special edition from Goldspot, I think my wife was right when I put it in her hands and she said, oh, I know a lot of teenage girls are going to really, really love this pen. But when I mentioned that in my live stream last Saturday, some people said, hey, I like the teenage girl things too, and I'm not a teenage girl. So a lot of people love this kind of bling. I know Bennu pens have a lot of bling like this, and this is really kind of spectacular. I don't know that the camera does it justice, but it really sparkles. And in the sunlight, it is really amazing. So if you want to draw attention to yourself with your pen, this will do it. In terms of comparisons with the TWSBI Iris, TWSBI came out with a pen similar to this with these rainbow kind of anodized hardware in both the Diamond 580 model and the VAC 700 vac filler models. But they were just clear in the barrel. And, of course, they were the TWSBI shape. I owned a Diamond 580, but I sold it because I really didn't like the feel of that pen in my hand. I know people went gaga over the TWSBI Iris models and gobbled them up faster than they could make them. This isn't a limited edition. Tom at Goldspot Pen says he's going to keep these in stock as long as people want them. So hurry on over to Goldspot Pens. Use the affiliate link in my description below, and you'll help my channel as well. And as of this filming, there are still pens available in all of the nib sizes. And that's another nice thing about this pen, is you can get it in a 1.1 stub, a double broad. How often do you see a double broad in an Asian-made pen? You can get a broad, a medium, and a fine. They're easy to disassemble and maintain. They take a ton of ink when you fill it using my little trick that you can see in the disassembly part of this video, and I think many of you will really enjoy this pen. I know I enjoy my original Plus very much. And there you have it. Thanks go out again to Tom Odo of Goldspot Pens for providing this pen to me for review and for a giveaway. If you'd like to be entered into the random draw for this Narwhal pen, all you have to do is be a subscriber, add a comment below, no particular topic, but why don't you explain to me why you like bling on your fountain pens? And you have 48 hours to add a comment, because in 48 hours I will randomly select one comment from the lot and announce the winner on my channel. I'll announce it on my community page as an answer to the winning comment and as a pinned comment to this video. You have 48 hours from then, if you are the winner, to contact me at inquiringminds@gmail.com with your name and your address where I can send you your prize. Good luck to all of you. And that just leaves it for me to say thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.